Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
I know that transportation is a huge issue, and so therefore if I offer before and after school, it can help ease the minds of a lot of parents so that they have somewhere to go.
Parents in the Osgood neighborhood continue their push to get West Fargo school buses to pick up their kids. They remain concerned and frustrated as the first day of school approaches. To try and help out, a local daycare is offering transportation to and from school to help relieve parental worries. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly spoke to those that are stepping up to try and make a difference.
A lot of us weren't unaware that we would not have busing.
Parents are saying that it's both unsettling and inconvenient not having school buses come to their neighborhood. Now, parents are speaking out and have banded together to form a petition, and signatures are tallying up.
The support has been outpouring. We have over 200 now, the 100 the first night, and now last I saw, I think it was 230.
The numbers have continued to climb as the community comes together. Even the owner of local daycare Tiny Town is doing everything she can to help concerned parents.
So I've purchased a 12-passenger van, and I want the chance for parents to be able to have their mind at ease a little bit by offering before and or after school transportation to as many West Fargo schools as I possibly can.
She says she recognizes that many people from the community are struggling with the idea of not being able to get their kids to and from school.
A friend of mine had posted on Facebook that she's in the dire needs of a bus. She's got several kids, and so therefore she's kind of high and dry right now.
While she is trying to help as many kids as possible, parents are looking for a more widespread solution. They're planning on bringing their concerns to the next school board meeting in an attempt to bring about change.
It shouldn't have to be a fight just to get your kids to school.
Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
Jennifer Mawson, a mother who started the petition, has 3 kids that go to school in the district. She will speak at the next school board meeting on Monday. Fargo school officials are warning parents about the chaos that might be coming with the first day of school, specifically if your child attends Discovery Middle School. Construction there has caused some roadblocks for parents planning to drop their kids off. A video has been released explaining to parents where to go. We spoke with some parents who told us that they're sick of waiting for the construction to finish. However, the project isn't expected to wrap up until early next year. Meanwhile, other schools in the FM area are bracing for the heavy traffic on the opening day of classes. Those in the know tell us that drivers need to put their phones down and pay attention. They also advise to never get out of your car and move too swiftly so you don't hold up traffic.
Some of the main things that we want to see is parents being patient in the parking lot. It does tend to get congested, but if you go with the kind of the flow of traffic, things tend to go pretty good.
On top of everything else, Stanton says to always pay attention to the signs and just be patient. New developments tonight. A felony change of plea hearing has been filed for a former West Fargo school teacher who is facing several child sex crime charges. The attorney for 37-year-old Shannon Mosier today filed for the hearing, which has been scheduled for next Monday. Attempts to get a hold of attorney Scott Brand were unsuccessful. Mosier is facing 8 felony charges, including sexual assault, luring minors by computer, gross sexual imposition, and use of a minor in a sexual performance. She resigned from Liberty Middle School. A Streator, North Dakota man badly injured following a motorcycle crash east of Medina on 994 earlier this month has died. Authorities say 68-year-old Stanley Spitzer was westbound on I-94 when he lost control of the Harley-Davidson he was on, entered the median, and was thrown from the motorcycle. The owner of a house that Fargo City leaders have ordered to be demolished says the city is breaking the law. An attorney for Pete Sabo says the city has an unlawful standard for deciding what determines a dangerous home and that Sabo isn't getting a fair chance to fix it. The City Commission unanimously agreed that arrangements be made to tear down the house at 427 15th Avenue South by the end of the month, if Sabo won't do it. Neighbors say they've complained about this property for years and are happy that something is being done. Fargo City Attorney Eric Johnson says he believes the city's process was appropriate and lawful. We still haven't lost all the smoke from Canada, but besides that, the weather's okay for mid to late August. Let's get the latest on what you can expect tomorrow morning. Hutch?
Well, we'll see some rapid cooling as we go through the overnight hours, already into the 50s here in the FM area. 62 Alexandria, 60 in Devil's Lake. Quiet on the radar, just a few clouds out there in the aforementioned smoke from the fires. Not as thick today as it was. Overnight, we'll see a few upper 40s in northern portions of the valley. We'll start our day here in the FM area. Sunny skies and 51 degrees. It looks like Wednesday brings a warm up, but we do have some thunder and some strong storm potential in our forecast. I'll have details about all of that here in a moment.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Look forward to that.
Sure, some of those victims would say that it's not a good thing. It's not worth the popularity.
It seems like common sense to avoid being burned, but in the age of social media, the fire challenge is the latest teen trend, where kids douse themselves in flammable chemicals, then light themselves on fire. Experts tell Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall, while the likes and shares and internet fame may be nice, the consequences aren't.
Any kind of challenge that they do now, it has ramifications. Loss of feeling, skin grafts, loss of hair, permanent disfigurement. It's nothing that should be played around with at all.
But that isn't what teens see when they look online. Instead of burns, blisters, and bandages, teens see videos like the fire challenge as an opportunity for popularity.
Even if they come out of it, it can be a very challenging situation after that. And it's not worth the popularity.
Now, some social media platforms are making efforts to protect kids from dangerous viral video challenges. YouTube says its community guidelines prohibit content that's intended to encourage dangerous activities that have an inherent risk of physical harm or death, and that it removes flagged videos that violate its policies, perhaps leaving an opening for kids to find other ways to make friends and stand out.
Excel at sports, excel at anything else, find hobbies, hunting, fishing. I mean, there's many other things you can do other than setting yourself on fire.
In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Experts say the best way to protect your kids from imitating dangerous online challenges is to be involved in their online lives. Talk with them about safe behavior and model it for them. A man from Mexico living in the United States illegally has confessed to kidnapping college student from Iowa. Authorities say 24-year-old Christian Rivera has been charged with first-degree murder for the death of Mollie Tibbets, who was last seen in July. A body was located in a rural part of Iowa earlier today. They say video from security cameras led them to a vehicle seen in the area where Tibbets disappeared, and the vehicle then led to Rivera. The cause of death has not been released. The Colorado man accused of killing his pregnant wife and 2 daughters, formally charged today. Chris Watts is charged with 9 felony counts, including 5 counts of first-degree murder. He also faces charges of unlawful termination of a pregnancy and 3 counts of tampering with a deceased human body. Shannon Watts, who was 15 weeks pregnant, and her daughters were reported missing August 13th. 2 days later, Watts was taken into custody and confessed to killing his wife in a rage when he says he discovered that she had strangled their 2 daughters after he sought a separation. President Donald Trump says Paul Manafort is a good man whose criminal conviction is a disgrace. The president's comments came after his former campaign chairman was found guilty of a slew of financial crimes. Reporter Mola Lengi is at the courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia, where the case was heard.
At a campaign rally in West Virginia on Tuesday night, President Trump never mentioned former campaign chairman Paul Manafort by name.
Where is the collusion? You know, they're still looking for collusion. Where is the collusion?
The president's appearance came after Manafort was convicted on 8 of 18 felony counts stemming from his work as an international political consultant.
Mr. Manafort is disappointed of not getting acquittals all the way through or a complete hung jury on all counts.
Manafort's attorney presented no witnesses or evidence in his defense. They said they didn't think the government had proven its case. But according to sources, Manafort is counting on getting a pardon from the president.
He is evaluating all of his options at this point.
Mr. Trump reacted to the verdict after arriving in West Virginia.
This has nothing to do with Russian collusion. This started as Russian collusion. This has absolutely nothing to do
This is a witch hunt and it's a disgrace.
The convictions mean Manafort is facing years in prison, but they do not answer some central questions of the Mueller investigation.
If out of this comes Manafort goes to jail because he was a crooked businessman, so be it. But the heart and soul of this is about collusion with the Russians and obstruction of justice.
Manafort is also due to stand trial on similar charges in Washington, D.C. sometime later this year. Mollie Tibbets, CBS News, Alexandria, Virginia.
The jurors were unable to reach a verdict on 10 of the 18 counts against Manafort. The judge declared them deadlocked. Prosecutors have the option of retrying him on those charges. This was a great night for softball, and several teams took part in the Adaptive Softball Championship games in Fargo. The league consists of about 9 teams with players ranging in age from 16 on up. Some players traveled from Grand Forks to take part. The teams are sponsored or partnered by different organizations around North Dakota. The league plays about 7 regular season games, with the championship games making it a total of about 9.
So much of their lives they haven't had the chance to participate in a sporting event or anything like that. This kind of atmosphere just brings out the best in all of them.
They've taught me patience. They've taught me how to actually coach people that want to learn.
The games are a Park District-sponsored event. Later on Valley News Live at 10, forget first class, just sitting near the front of a plane will cost you more.
Our way to a chilly overnight once again. It does look like we warm up, but we have a chance of thunder. I'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast coming up next.